Hi, Mr. Jones. I've decided to present you with some possible tools to help our students who are in the special needs program. I think that these assistive technology devices will be a great asset to the school and to the education of the students as well. Considering how important reading is for our students, I thought that text readers would be appropriate. First of all, they're in an electronic format, which would help a student who has emotional disabilities, learning disabilities, struggles with reading, has anxiety issues while reading, is even below grade level. This might help them progress to get to a greater grade level, and they would feel more equipped to read rather than have the printed material. The prices of these are pretty reasonable. There can be an unlimited license in the United States for grades K through 12, which is essential because reading expands from year to year, obviously goes up from grade to grade. So keeping this in mind, this would obviously be an asset rather than a liability. It also has a built-in web browser, which helps students become more computer savvy. This, along with the other features on the program, make it worth actually exploring and going into. It also has reading templates, so obviously this would go great for different grade levels, because obviously the grade levels don't read the same, they don't think the same, so therefore they need things to help them progress better. There's also e-highlighters, which will help because it helps the student highlight important concepts, and it makes things stand out more for the student. This is especially good for a visual learner, because the visual learner can see what details stand out, and this can help them with comprehension and also can build on their reading skills in general. Another thing that's good about this is the fact that it's got a bibliographer, which will help especially when the student gets to the writing process, because they can include the person who wrote, the author, obviously, the publisher, and any other important information that is needed in this. So this is one reason why this is so important. The cost is approximately, for the unlimited license, $1,299, which is great considering all the students that would be involved and the use that the students would get out of it. It would pay for itself, obviously, more times than we could count. The problem would, of course, be if it's in the school budget, which would be determined by you. Because this is such an essential tool, we could see about possibly pursuing a grant or raising other funds, maybe through a school fundraiser, to cover the cost if need be. One way this can be applied in the classroom is through the writing itself, because the student gets on the computer, sees what's on the computer, and goes from there to see how they can read better. Because honestly, reading is such an essential skill that if you can't read, you only regress instead of progress. So this is a necessary tool. The second tool that I think would be really important would be spell correctors. There's too many spelling issues with the students, and obviously with reading being an essential skill, you have to know how to spell. And with the spell correctors that I looked at, they were off of Franklin, www.franklin.com. These were essential because these not only helped the students correct their spelling errors, but taught the students phonetically how to spell the word. All too often, students are looking to learn how to read through by sight words, and this causes more problems because the students don't expand their vocabulary. When they don't expand their vocabulary, their reading can't expand because their vocabulary is so limited. This could be definitely applied in the classroom during larger assignments. I think it should be monitored, not necessarily taken home in this case. If a student decides to have their parent purchase one for home use, that's another matter. But for the school use, this should stay in the school. This should be under the teacher's supervision, and shouldn't be used as a crutch, because a lot of times students feel that they need to use this as a crutch rather than an aid. And even though these students are special needs, they need to use this appropriately rather than just using it as an easy way out. The cost could depend. If the system is refurbished, it is $29.99, which per student honestly is not a bad investment. If it's brand new, it would be up to $100, depending on what you decided to purchase and what would be most effective. One reason that I feel this would be a good investment, both products, is because with these skills being so important and such a building block to our kids and their education, we need to look into a possible solution rather than letting these kids just feel like they're in drowning water. So our best bet is to look into these really cost-effective devices that can help our students only succeed instead of fail. I realize that these devices will cost us, but I think worthwhile. It's an investment, and I think that doing possible fundraisers or exploring grants is another way of paying for this without draining the school's resources. I thank you for your attention, and I hope you can consider this for our students and see how important it really can be for us to invest in our students. Because really, we're not just investing in our students for the short term, we're investing for them for a lifetime. Thank you.